huge game for Purdue in terms of their defense at containing the bounce, because you look at Trevion Williams, Cam Hayes, these guys can get into the paint. They can make things happen.
Off we go, a doubleheader from Brooklyn. Thanks for tuning in with us, everybody. On the whistle, DJ Karstensen, Brian Dorsey, and Paul Sells.
Purdue loves to get Zach Edey going on the first possession of the game. Here they're going to the big fella. He hasn't been as good the last 3 games. They're going to go right at Ebenezer Dewana.
But Edey cannot get it to drop, and there's the rebound to Sebron.
Done by Dewana, just going straight up, making Edey score over the top and pushing Zach Edey off that block.
NC State, we talked about the wins, the 2 losses to Louisville and Oklahoma State, so nothing bad right now on the resume for the Wolfpack.
This is going to be a matchup to watch right here. Isaiah Thompson getting the start. That's a huge shot. Trevion Smith, I'm telling you, Brandon, he is looking to get him up from 3. He can really shoot the basketball. Last 2, he's made 50% of his threes. He is an aggressive freshman and the reigning ACC Freshman of the Week.
Yeah, he started the last couple with the injury they had to Casey Morsell. There's Edey again, another good look, but he missed it.
Not going to get a better look than that. You can see NC State's pressure trying to push Purdue's offense out. We saw that Thursday. Rutgers did a great job of that.
This is Jericho Helms, 15 points a game for him, but he loses it, a turnover. Up ahead, Stefanovic, he'll take that all day, but he misses. Edey trying to tap it out. Purdue the last couple, they've struggled to shoot it. Helms right at the rim, a good start for the Wolfpack.
A total breakdown in transition defense. You get a wide open shot. NC State, not good transition defense themselves. Sasha Stefanovic unable to knock it down, then you don't get back. And Jericho Helms making you pay in transition.
In that loss to Rutgers, Purdue was just 7 of 26 from outside the arc, and they also allowed Rutgers to shoot the ball at 52%, the best against Purdue this season. Here's Ivey, the sophomore sensation, but Helms tapped it out from behind. Game 17.5 a contest. Here's Stefanovic again, but that was way off the mark and out of bounds. Helms is the only 4th-year senior in this NC State program, so he's been with Kevin Keatts the entire time, and he has improved every season.
He's really having a nice stretch. Had 31 points against Louisiana Tech. Actually played at the same high school as Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum in St. Louis at Chaminade High. Some talent coming out of that place.
Yeah, he played on Bradley Beal's AAU team there as well. Kick to the corner. 3 is good for number 3, Cam Hayes.
Cam Hayes has not shot the ball well on the year, but a simple pick and roll. It's all on the weak side. Purdue's help defense coming in. They're encouraging that skip pass. And Cam Hayes, probably not exactly a guy you're going to stick with on the scouting report at the 3-point line, but he knocks that one down.
Well, NC State 14th in the ACC at 3-point shooting, but they've hit 2 early here as Smith picks up the foul. Yeah, it's a cliche, but sometimes that's contagious. You got a team that's struggling to shoot, you hit a couple early, you start feeling good. Purdue 0 of 4 to start. Down inside again, and Edey's being held by Ebenezer Dewana. And for Purdue fans, if that name sounds familiar, it's because his brother Emmanuel played at Purdue, didn't see the floor much, ended up transferring this summer to Tennessee State.
Ebenezer Dewana has gotten so much better over the course of the season. You lose Manny Bates just 57 seconds into the year with a shoulder injury. Right now, Dewana trying his best, but he's given up some serious weight inside. Zach Edey got great position and finally able to capitalize right at the basket.
You mentioned it. Zach Edey's got 70 pounds on him, and he gets Purdue on the board here.
I like this matchup. This is 2 big-time athletes, and you better believe Darian Sebron is looking to get to the rim every time he touches the basketball.
Yeah, again, he and Ivey both sophomores. That's going to be fun to track. Smith pulls, and there's a strong rebound for Edey. Jaden Ivey, 15 in the loss at Rutgers, missing there, and it comes down to Smith. They push with numbers. Sebron right to the rim, he missed it.
There's been some bunnies on both sides, and that was really well executed, but you got to convert on that end.
No look pass, but what a block by Dewana. Trevion Smith, the freshman. What a scoop. Well, you missed the bunnies and then you hit that one.
The degree of difficulty right there, 100. That's a heck of a take from Trevion Smith, and now that pressure, Purdue coughing it up.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Outside of maybe Duke, it feels like it's going to be anyone's ball game in that conference.
I thought Kevin Keats did a nice job of managing their foul trouble as well. I mean, they could have really went south there in that front court, but credit their bigs for hanging in there.
Wow, count the three and the foul on Stefanovic. What a play on the shot fake by Trevion Smith.
Trevion Smith just taking this skip pass off the dribble drive. The head fake at Stefanovic in the air. He's trying to get back in the play. The contact is there. Trevion Smith has had a fantastic afternoon here in Brooklyn.
He becomes the first in double figures for either team. He now has a dozen after that 4-point play. And just like that, NC State doubles their lead. What a rough go here today for Sasha Stefanovic.
I thought it was a rough go in Piscataway as well.
Yeah.
He did not do a good job on the defensive end. Didn't shoot it well either. Oh, that is so fortunate.
Yeah, pass kicked. Yeah, but Sasha Stefanovic, one of the leaders, senior, been around a long time, and obviously everyone knows his three-point shooting, but in a little bit of a funk.
He's a very good passer for the most part, usually as well, but
leads the team in assists this year, over 4 a game. Ivy has it knocked free by Smith. Now he takes it right down the lane into the rim. That's what Jaden Ivey can do, folks.
Boy, I think they got Dewana on that play. Ebenezer Dewana not happy, but look at this burst. Jaden Ivey just blowing right by Trevion Smith. He is so athletic, and there's the contact. I'm not sure why he's complaining. I mean, he just raked him across the shoulder right there.
And that's the third on Dewana. See how long Kevin Keats keeps him out there. Right now he has nobody subbing in.
If he gets his fourth, they would be in a world of hurt. They managed it in the first half, but I guarantee you Kevin Keats does not want to have to do it in the second.
Jaden Ivey, all-conference freshman last year, now with 10 points here to lead the Boilers. Inside left hand, missed it, Dewana.
But Purdue is fortunate. Eric Hunter has got to be in on that action. And that ball screen's going away from you. He's the help man. You're late. That should have been an easy bucket for Ebenezer Dewana.
Instead, Purdue the other way. Williams short on the jump hook. Hayes outlet. Sebron taking it right at Stefanovic. That Euro step is so pretty.
The way he changes directions. You let Darian Sebron get out in transition. He's so big. He's so quick. And that Euro step is major league.
Redshirt sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia, puts him back up 7. Ivy short on the 3, and look at the rebound by the ACC's top rebounder, Darian Sebron.
Another good look for Jaden Ivey that just does not go down.
Here's a good look on the other side, and that does drop for Smith, and NC State has their largest lead.
They have thrown a haymaker here in Brooklyn. And this is an incredible performance for NC State shooting the basketball. Not a good shooting team on the year, but right now they are raining threes at the Barclays Center.
Yeah, they're 6 of 12 from deep.
It was just a matter of time for Darian Sebron to get it going. He is electric in transition, leaves Sasha Stefanovic in the dust. And then Sebron again pushing that basketball. Trevion Smith, the trail action right there, just waltzes right into an uncontested 3.
Smith now with 15. Williams in the post. Remember, Dewana playing with 3 fouls here. What a move by Trevion Williams.
I love that he went to score that ball right there. He's got one-on-one coverage. Defenders staying home on shooters. You've got a guy with 3 fouls on him to make NC State pay, and that's exactly what Trevion Williams did right there.
He loves that little shoulder shimmy, doesn't he? All the time, Trevion Williams. Hayes down the lane with a left hand. He got it to go. Now they called goaltending, and it was, but it went in anyway.
Start the second half. The dribble containment here for Purdue has not been good, whether it's been in ball screen action or even some of the dribble drives by Darian Sebron. That's just too easy.
So the two biggest issues the last couple of games you're seeing with Purdue are defense and then intense pressure on the other side, really speeding them up.
Pressure has taken them out of a lot of their sets. But yeah, those are two things that certainly have posed some issues for the Purdue Boilermakers.
And Williams forces one up there through the contact, no whistle. And NC State right now looking good, and they've got to be feeling very comfortable. Trying to get their first win over a top-ranked team since 2013 when they beat Duke. And they're up 12 now. Purdue's largest deficit that they faced all season.
Handling pressure for their offensive sets have really plagued them over the course of the last two games. But NC State exposing Purdue right now.
So the largest deficit that Purdue has faced all season, they were down 11 to Villanova, came back and won that game. How do they respond here in Brooklyn? Over the top, Edey, that's a good response.
They love to run that play, and it's such a well set up action by Matt Painter. It looks like a cross screen. These bigs are so programmed to fight over the top, and it's actually designed to throw a lob on the backside. Well done by Purdue.
Edey now with 9. Matt Painter, 4-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, trying to avoid his team from losing 2 straight after being ranked #1 for the first time in school history.
Painter is into his guys right now about being into the basketball and making life tough on NC State. Just a little casual right now defensively.
Smith over Thompson, short. Rebound comes down to Gillis.
Good block out by Mason Gillis.
Stefanovic. Thompson, open look. Off the left side, battle for the board. If that's on Dewan, it's his 4th.
I think it is.
Oh no, I think they got Jericho Helms. Yeah, that's a break for NC State.
We talked about it earlier. They're on scholarship. I mean, yes, their percentages don't say they're a good shooting team, but everybody at this level, you see it go in a couple times, you're going to start making some shots. Zach Edey has not been able to capitalize on any of his looks.
And Stefanovic continues to stay cold as well on a good look there. But you're right, I think Edey's had 3 or 4 right at the rim that haven't dropped.
Purdue's also had some open threes here in the second half. That one by Sasha Stefanovic. Jay Ivey has gotten some looks, and they just can't buy one from 3.
And they're just 2 of 15 from long range. Here's Helms, and Edey got the block there.
Mason Gillis is doing some good things for Purdue on both ends of the floor. Isaiah Thompson missed Jay Ivey. He's still open.
And he hits it. First 3 in the second half for Purdue.
NC State just not having an awareness of who they're guarding. Jaden Ivey was open the whole time down in transition, and nobody picked him up.
Ivey now with 13 points, and that's an offensive foul. It's an illegal screen on Helms, his 2nd. You know, you mentioned Mason Gillis and the work he's done. He kind of reminds me of what Ethan Morton does. They don't put up a lot of points or stats, but they're just pretty solid.
No doubt. I think they're both winning players. Mason Gillis, a much better shooter from the perimeter than Ethan Morton, but I thought Gillis against Iowa was a huge difference maker into the game, and that's the kind of feels he's giving you right now with his play.
He got subbed in for by Morton, and first out there as well, the freshman. He feeds Ivey here. Ivey lost his feet. Yep. Traveled.
That was a smart play by Emmanuel Duana, Ebenezer Duana. So he just backs off him. Zach Edey loses his balance, and Paul Sells gets him for the travel.
Emmanuel Duana, as we mentioned earlier, was the one who played at Purdue the last few years, now at Tennessee State. His brother, the sophomore for NC State here. Getting tripped. Cam Hayes. The foul is going to be on Isaiah Thompson.
The amazing thing about this, Brandon, is that as poorly as it feels that Purdue has played, they are still only trailing by 7 points. They are right there. It just feels like NC State should be up by 15.
Largest lead has been a dozen. There's Casey Morsell. Darion Sebron with a shot clock dwindling. Great pass inside. What a block by Edey. And the big fella fights for it. Horn sounded with the shot clock expiring, but play continues. Ivey. Power dribble. And another travel by the big fella.
make the call. We'll see. Zach Edey puts it on the floor. Oh, his feet are, yeah, he's dancing around. That's a good call.
Now Purdue with 8 turnovers, 7 for NC State.
Edey has just not been on balance here.
That's something that he's frequently praised for, is his balance. Cam Hayes, errant pass.
They've gotten Zach Edey the ball in just terrific spots to score. I think it's a good substitution by Matt Painter to bring Trevion Williams in here and let him go to work.
Trevion Williams, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists off the bench here for Purdue today. Getting at 21 and 11 against Rutgers in the loss on Thursday over in Jersey. Ivy. Ooh.
Oh, he had him.
Yeah, he did.
That was well done by Jalen Gibson to just kick that foot out and find that basketball, because that was going to be a dunk.
Gibson out there, Dewana on the bench with a foul trouble for NC State. Ivy down the lane, great pass. Well, there's the dunk, they got it after all.
Jaden Ivey starting to do some real positive things on the offensive end of the floor. Simple ball screen action. He's coming to the middle, the shot blocker comes over. He drops it off for Trevion Williams, who finishes with the flush.
7-0 run for Purdue. Smith.
That's not close.
And the Boilermakers will get it back.
Purdue's offense showing some signs of life. You see the shot blocker coming over, Jalen Gibson, to block that shot. There's no backside rotation. Trevion Williams knows what to do with it from there.
I feel like Jaden Ivey has become much more assertive the last 10 minutes.
He is looking to get downhill and get to the basket.
There he lost it, and then he picks up the foul, and he and Smith getting a little testy.
I love the way that Trevion Smith just stayed in that play. It looked like he was beat from Jaden Ivey, but he just stayed with it, reached right in there, took his ball. Well done by the freshman.
The freshman now is going to head to the bench as Thomas Allen replaces him. NC State has missed their last 4 shots since starting this half 5 of 6 and getting up by that 12-point margin. Sebron, leading scorer, leading rebounder on the season. This time, passing it inside. What a block, Williams. But following it up, Jalen Gibson.
That action has hurt Purdue all day. It's a simple ball screen in the middle of the floor, a roll and replace action, and Purdue's guards on the weak side are just not in there in the painted area. And by the time they get there, it's just way too late.
Stops a 7-0 run, skip pass to Newman. Remember, Newman got pulled in the first half after a couple of bad shots. Williams rolling to the rim, patient, scoring it. I feel like the intensity of this game, Robbie's picking up.
It is certainly starting to ratchet up on both ends of the floor, and we've got ourselves a good one here with 11:25 to play.
5-point game. Sebron again, guarded by Morton. Trying to take him off the dribble, and he does. Rolls around and through.
For Trevion Williams, that's just not good enough at all. You don't move your feet. You let Sebron get around you, and then you just swipe at the basketball. And you have got to try to help your guard and keep him out of the paint.
Almost a turnover. Count it first. Threw it through the hands of Thompson, and it is a Purdue turnover. Those 4 assists for him, a season high. His career 8 in assists is 8. Inside of 11 minutes to go, NC State has led this thing the entire way. Sebron kicks to the corner. Now Hayes fading away. Ball deflected into the hands of Hunter, but he has it stripped. Sebron rejected by Williams, but Darion Sebron just wanted that thing more.
Well, Purdue finally guarded the ball screen action well on the weak side. Eric Hunter getting a good contest, but you're right, Darion Sebron, you have to finish possessions if you're Purdue, and Darion Sebron just playing harder than everybody else on the floor right now.
Here's Thomas Allen, number 5, who started his career at Nebraska and transferred. Three is good for Jericho Helms, and NC State back up double digits.
You could hear Matt Painter screaming it. He's going to shoot it. A simple pick and pop action. It's a tough guard for Caleb First. He's trying to stop the ball off the screen, but Jericho Helms can really make you pay from three. Pops back and does just that.
NC State's hit 7 threes and 15 tries. Rutgers also was good against them in three-point shooting, and now another turnover as Ivy loses it out of bounds. Matt Painter's look says it all, and there are the numbers we've discussed from the last two games.
They've gotten torched from the three-point line, and right now Purdue just looks so uncomposed on the offensive end of the floor.
11 turnovers. Season average is just under 13 for Purdue. Still 10 minutes to play. Sebron downhill. He thought he got fouled, no whistle. Gillis trying to feed Williams, but the pass wasn't there. Now it's deflected. Allen got a hand on that.
It's so casual from Eric Hunter. I mean, you're playing like you're down at the rec. And this is against an NC State team that's going to pressure you. Where's the ball fake? Where's the fundamental passing? And again, Purdue just out of sorts.
Sebron gets it out to Helms. Another one falls for the Wolfpack. They're on fire. Largest lead at 13. Timeout, Matt Painter.
Fairness to Matt Painter. Got to give him a reason to play it too. I mean, you got to go out here and produce, and just because you have the #1 ranking next to your name, well, that brings even more reason to play hard against this team. So I'm disappointed in the way that Purdue has played from in terms of have they played hard and have they played with a pulse? And at times it looks like no, they're not.
Williams, there's a pulse. Count it. He'll head to the line. That stops the 8-0 run.
There's that jab step again, and he's got a mismatch against pretty much any big in the country when he's out on the perimeter. Purdue really spacing the floor. Trevion Williams had so much room to operate right there.
14.7 of 10 from the floor, now 15 for Trevion Williams, 2 above his season average. Dewana back in with 3 fouls. Both he and Jalen Gibson, who are trying to defend the post, have 3 for NC State.
Well, you can hear it. They're yelling switch, 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 and Jaden Ivey didn't do that. And Mason Gillis just gets whipped off the bounce. Purdue is not doing the little things defensively that it takes to win high-level college basketball games right now.
What did you say at the start of this broadcast with NC State? You said they want to get guys like Sebron and drive the ball.
They just drive that thing. Sebron is as good as anybody you're going to see at finding ways to get to the basket. And then you throw in Cam Hayes, who can do that, get to his pull-up. Trevion Smith has had a nice afternoon. These NC State guards have played really well today.
Sebron now with 11. Smith with 17. And both of them go for Darion Sebron. Here's that pressure.
That's the thing about Purdue turning it over a couple minutes ago against the press. NC State's going to make it tough on the first pass, and then they're just going to retreat.
Ivy rejected by Dewana. Met him at the apex. Sebron leaves it up top. That one off the heel. There's Williams.
He has no idea that Jericho Helms is even there.
I got a break. Purdue just a little helter-skelter. Brandon Newman, great three-point shooter, but he's been off today. Newman is 0 of 4 from the floor.
Not taking good shots. You've made 3 in a row. I'm with that last one from Brandon Newman. But you've struggled, you've taken some bad shots. That's not one to find your rhythm right there.
Sebron tries to split 2 defenders, so they're going to call it travel.
And when you're on a great winning streak like that and you get to #1, sometimes it's human nature to lose that edge. And that's exactly kind of what we're seeing and what you saw in person against Rutgers and now here this afternoon in Brooklyn.
First time in program history being ranked #1. They lose at the buzzer at Rutgers, and now down here, Williams missing. And another rebound coming down to Thomas Allen as he brings it to the front court.
Ebenezer Dewana doing a great job there of not fouling and making that tough on Trevion Williams.
And now you get to the stage where you start to watch the clock here a little bit. And there's another foul on Gillis. Each team with 5 fouls. Cam Hayes been quite late as of late, but another guy in double figures for NC State. He has 10 as he goes to work here. Step back, foot on the line. Would have been a 2, he missed it anyway. Jaden Ivey, can the sophomore start continue to come to life?
A good cut.
That was a great cut and a great pass. Williams feeding Gillis.
Trevion Smith just not paying attention to man and ball right there. He loses track of that basketball. Mason Gillis cuts to the basket, and an easy one there for Purdue.
Now 5 assists for Trevion Williams. Gillis, remember, 3 fouls. Guarding Smith here, and he just picked up his 4th. You heard Matt Painter, he said, "What are you doing?" A little careless there by Mason Gillis.
You have gotten a freshman there to take just an awful shot. He's off balance, he's chucking up a 16-footer, and what are you doing is a very good question right there. This is a wild, out of control, off balance. It's not a smart play.
Trevion Smith continues to lead all scorers. He now has 18 as Gillis goes to the bench and Morton returns. Boy, Matt Painter, the looks on his face have not been very friendly here in the second half. Purdue this year 2-0 against the ACC. You mentioned the win over North Carolina. They also blew out Florida State 93-65 in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, but struggling here this afternoon. Backdoor pass, 6 assists now for Williams.
Just terrific execution. You're so concerned as a defender about Sasha Stefanovic coming off. He's slipping that screen, and because of that, the defenders are paying attention to him, and Ethan Morton able to slip that to the rim.
Trevion Williams, 15, 5, and 6. Purdue as a team has 14 assists. He has almost half of them. Seaborn, careless pass. Hunter to Morton. Morton with a shot fake, and he draws the foul on Sebron.
That steal is going to be credited to Eric Hunter, but Ethan Morton getting over this ball screen totally makes the play. I mean, he just blows the play up. You're going to see him slide over. And Eric Hunter just shooting right through there, but Ethan Morton, that was terrific effort, and the type of effort that you need to play with on every possession if you want to be an elite team in this country.
Ethan Morton, who rarely scores, just 2 points a game, knocks down the free throw. Remember, this is the guy who was Pennsylvania Mr. Basketball from Butler, PA. Averaged 28 points a contest as a senior in high school. But he knows his role for Purdue, and he plays it well.
And Brandon, it's a domino effect. You get over that screen, now the big doesn't have to stay. And if the big doesn't have to stay, he gets back to his man. Now that roll guy can get back to his. It's just, it's contagious. And Ethan Morton did a great job right there.
Purdue showing a little bit of life here. Down to 8. Hayes guarded closely by Eric Hunter with 5 to shoot. Has it stripped by Williams. Up to Ivey. Ivey lays it in. 14 of Purdue's 22 made baskets here in this one.
Matt Painter really trusting Ethan Morton. We saw him guard Ron Harper Jr. a lot the other night in Piscataway, and now Trevion Sebron here tonight.
Ivey almost got a steal there. The talented freshman Smith on the talented sophomore, and it's going to be a foul on the sophomore Ivey.
I like the intensity here. Once again, Jaden Ivey into the basketball. That's not much contact there. I like the fact that these Purdue guards are finally up into NC State and making life tough on them for the first time today.
Third foul on Ivey. Trevion Smith now with 20 points, matching his season high. He and Jaden Ivey. That's been a fun match to watch. 21 now for him. Ivey's going to be the one to bring it up. Driving it on Morcell, blew right by him. Holy cow!
Talk about taking the pressure and just flipping it on you. That's Jaden Ivey going 94 feet, going up and hammering it.
And Morcell with that ankle injury, he just took it right to him.
You're playing right into his hands. When you let him, that's like a transition bucket, and that's where he's at his best. You got to have somebody help stop the basketball if you're NC State.
Trevion Williams has a couple of steals, almost got another. Sebron with a left hand, yes.
Boy, what an answer. I love the fact that Darion Sebron caught that with a head of steam. He caught that almost running to the basket. And when you do that, it's a tough guard because you're closing out to the three-point line. He got himself free there by doing his work early.
Williams is open, and he opts to take it to the rim. It's knocked out of bounds. Final media timeout, getting down to the good stuff.
They finally have ratcheted up that defensive intensity, but what an answer from Darion Sebron. I think they're going to play through Trevion Williams and go right at Ebenezer Dwanna.
Well, that's what they do right here, and it pays off. It's like you've seen this game a time or two.
There is plenty of time. You got 3:27 left in this game. It's all about getting stops right now and playing through Williams.
Purdue 7 fouls, NC State with 6, so keep in mind free throws both sides the rest of the way. Darion Sebron kicking it out. Smith, he's been the leading scorer for the Wolfpack. But a one-hand floater, but he airballed it. Battle for the board, and Williams secures it.
Well done by Eric Hunter. Once again, you get over the ball screen, you move your feet. It's a tough shot for Trevion Smith.
Ethan Morton back to Stefanovic. Hunter wide open. A little too much. Purdue had made their last 5 shots before that miss.
That's a wide open shot. He made a big one at Rutgers leg. That's one that Eric Hunter, I'm sure, wishes he could have back.
See the numbers. Purdue just 3 of 18 from outside the arc. They came in 42%, 6th in the country.
The question is, where was this defensive intensity earlier in the game?
Sebron blocked by Williams. 5 to shoot. I'm with you, though, on the defensive intensity. I guess better late than never.
Yeah, but you only get so many of these things. I mean, you just...
Especially when you're ranked #1 in the nation. 5 blocks now for Purdue. So watch the shot clock here. Smith in rhythm, but he missed it. And Stefanovic got fouled, so we'll walk to the other end for a 1-and-1.
That's a bad foul by Jericho Helms. As much as this Purdue offense has struggled today, you're going to walk 94 feet and give Sasha Stefanovic an opportunity for 2 freebies here if he knocks down the first.
And Stefanovic, 87% at the line of the season coming in. Calmly knocks down the first, his first point of the ball game. As Matt Painter looks on, trying to avoid back-to-back losses here in the tri-state area. And Stefanovic gets them both. Purdue fans coming to life. Trying to back down Stefanovic, fading, got it, what a shot by Jericho Helms.
That is a major league shot from Jericho Helms. He just backs down Sasha Stefanovic, a little shoulder shimmy, gets to his fadeaway jumper, and that's a big time shot by a really good player.
Only 4th-year senior on the team, a lot of sweat equity for Helms in this Wolfpack program.
Oh man.
Stefanovic, got it! Here we go!
I thought Trevion Williams might have messed him up by throwing a really awkward handoff, but Sasha Stefanovic didn't matter, got his feet set, and just drilled it.
This has turned into a dandy, and most of the folks here in Brooklyn are on their feet.
Trevion Williams is driving that ball right here. He's going to try to get to the rim.
Corner, Morcell.
Yep,
it did. Ivy got a piece. And here's Ivy in transition. Stepping through. And they say the block was clean, but it will be Purdue ball.
What an outlet by Trevion Williams. It was certainly risky, but he got that rebound and just fired it out to Jaden Ivey.
Back to a one-possession game. Purdue has been down by as many as 13. They've never led in this contest. Williams using the handles in the lane. Up, in, and the foul on Duana. Trevion Williams will have a chance to tie this ball game.
Well, the ISO is there. They clear the whole side once again. He's showing off the handle. There's the contact. Ebenezer Duana just getting him right on that arm, and Trevion Williams going right through him for a monster bucket.
What a game for Williams. 19, 7, and 8 assists. And we are tied for the first time since it was 0-0. An 18-6 Boilermaker run. And Kevin Keats is going to take a timeout. Trevion Williams, a two-time ACC Player of the Week for the first month of the season. But right now, it's Cam Hayes. Williams coming to get it. Here he is. He's going to drive. Down the lane. Up and in. Trevion Williams, a spectacular play and finish.
It's just so hard to contain. Trevion Williams couldn't stop the ball.
Purdue trying to avoid back-to-back losses after being ranked #1 for the first time in the school's history. Stefanovic to the rim! What a play! And we're tied again! The surprise drive by Stefanovic, and now NC State with a shot clock turned off. And folks, it's Trevion Williams time. Driving on Morton again. Up, no. Rebound to Williams. Purdue has no timeouts. It's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Purdue. 2.1 to play.
Boy, what a sequence right there. Sasha Stefanovic has really struggled on this trip to the East Coast, but so much attention being paid to Trevion Williams. He gets that handoff. I assume it was for a throwback so they could enter into the post to Trevion Williams, but nobody stops the ball. He just floats it up there. That was an incredible finish.
Matt Painter's trying to set something up. Again, without a timeout here, Williams will be the trigger man. Can Purdue do to NC State what Rutgers did to Purdue 3 days ago? No, they threw it out of bounds. Williams trying to feed Edey, and now NC State, Robbie, will have it in the front court. And Kevin Keats does have a timeout. He's going to go ahead and take it here. As you said, Robbie, it'll be Edey defending on the inbound here with those 7'4" and long arms. Hayes gets it into the corner. Wait, that ball hit the sideline. Oh, my goodness, and Purdue's going to get it back. Now, the clock says 1.8, but they'll have to put that back to 2.1.
This is a masterclass in how to not run sideline out of bounds plays at the end of a game. That hits the sideline here, and now Purdue going to have an opportunity. It looks like I'm guessing that Ethan Morton is going to inbound this ball. He's subbing in here.
Yeah, remember last time it was Trevion Williams who had the turnover. Now it is Morton that will initiate. All the suspense, everybody in the building on their feet. Well, now, you know, you couldn't sub last time after the ball was thrown out, but here they're letting NC State go ahead and sub in. And Jalen Gibson comes into the game, gives him some more height. Neither team with a timeout. Morton gets it to Stefanovic. The heave. No. And we are destined for 5 extra minutes in Brooklyn. All right, let's tip it up all over again. And Williams controls it for Purdue.
I would think Purdue is going to play right through the post. They're going to throw the ball into Trevion Williams and let him go right at Duana.
He's also taken him off the bounce. Instead, it's Stefanovic, and boy, he has caught his rhythm late, and Purdue has their first lead of the game.
Purdue loves to run this slip play for Sasha Stefanovic. He slips out of the screening action, comes right to the handoff. NC State botches it. You give it right back. It's a tough foul there for Sasha Stefanovic after you make a big three.
Puts NC State at the line, but Robbie Stefanovic, 10 points, and all of them have come here in the last 5 minutes.
They've needed every one of them. He did not have a good first 30 minutes of the game. Really struggled defensively at Rutgers. Didn't make shots like he has been able to in the past. And boy, Trevion Williams, we saw it at Rutgers. It happened twice. Ron Harper Jr. got 2 offensive rebounds. That could have happened right there. It's got to box out better.
Purdue got a break because Helms is an 86% free throw shooter. Trevion Williams, by the way, 9 assists, a new career high for him. Here he's backing down Duana. Did he travel? Yes, he's got called for that a couple of times here.
Called that pro hop type action.
And for Purdue, 14 turnovers, 12 for NC State. Trevion Smith been quiet as of late, but he has 21 points. Hayes on the drive. Hayes leaning in. Got it to go with a left.
Eric Hunter had him on the side and then just let Cam Hayes get to his left hand. I thought they were going to be able to almost down that ball screen and keep him on the right side of the floor, but nice job by Cam Hayes of just not allowing that to happen.
Hunter surveying. Stefanovic, Williams calling for it. Off the bounce, yeah, he's held.
Nice play by Trevion Williams.
And Duana, that's 5 on him. He just fouled out of the game.
This NC State team plays hard. They're undermanned in their front court, but boy, they compete.
Trevion Williams, oh, he misses the front end. Trevion Williams, he's a rebound and an assist shy of a triple-double, which is so rare in college basketball.
Just a monster today in all facets.
But missing the free throw, and now NC State with a chance to regain the lead. Hayes hit the bucket a moment ago. Not that time. And Purdue will get it after Gibson was battling with Williams inside.
This ball goes up, and Gibson going over the top. Looks like that is the right call with Gibson's right hand. Just knocking that out of bounds.
That does not count as a rebound for Williams, by the way. That's a team rebound when it goes out like that. Inside of 3 minutes here in overtime, Purdue by a penny in what has turned out to be a gem in the first of 2. We still have another one after this, Florida and Maryland. Foul away from the ball, and that's 10 on NC State, so now double bonus the rest of the way for Purdue.
NC State has committed some very untimely fouls, and late in the second half and now in overtime, where the Purdue offense that at one time in this game struggling to score, just giving them free looks, 3 points.
It's also 4 on Jericho Helms. So should this go more than 1 overtime, foul trouble could be an issue for the Wolfpack. Mason Gillis, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Give him 9, nothing but nylon. First half, Purdue struggled to shoot it, especially in the first 10 minutes, but since then, they have flipped the script.
I think Sebron has got to get a touch here.
Oh, Hunter stole it. Ivy. No, Williams, yes. Timeout NC State.
I'm going to reiterate what I just said. I think Darian Sebron has got to get a touch here if you're NC State. Play through him, let him play pick and roll, let him get to the basket.
Second leading scorer in the ACC, and here he is. Got 16 today.
Purdue is really keeping these ball screens on that right side. They're just not letting these NC State guards come off.
It's Morton guarding him. Drives it inside, rejected. Morton got a piece of it first.
Oh, that was a goaltend. I'd love to see that again, but I thought that hit the backboard And Jaden Ivey just took it off. That's a horrible missed call.
Yep. Our producer, Bart Fox in our ear, just said that it did hit the backboard. So Purdue getting a break, and now Stefanovic. Ooh, a great look, missed it. Williams with a rebound. Kick out. Morton in the paint. Shot fake. Needs some help, finds Hunter. What a play. Morton never got rattled, and Hunter just kept moving, and Purdue all of a sudden has a 7-point lead. Trevion Smith for three. No. Williams another board. And this thing is slipping away from the Wolfpack.
Jeez, that almost went in.
Little careless on the pass. Purdue on a 6-0 run. They're up 9-2 in the overtime session. They got lucky there again.
Boy, last two possessions, Purdue is living dangerous.
Purdue playing frantic, but they shouldn't be in any rush. But we need to go back to what was a potential goaltend here, Robbie.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Sebring driving here, Ivey coming over. This thing hits the glass. I mean, it's not going to go in, but by rule.
By the rule.
That's a tough missed call for NC State.
So Jaden Ivey stepping to the line here to try to expand this Purdue lead.
Well, Kevin Keats, he has some serious arguments over here with.
You know, he more or less said we had a great game going and you guys kind of took us out of it.
He wanted to travel on Ethan Morton in that lane on that Eric Hunter cut and basket. He might have a point there. I'd like to see that again.
Purdue by 8. This has been a 21-point swing since NC State was up 13 with 9 minutes left in regulation. Helms down the lane, leaning in. Yes, boy, NC State had to have that.
Purdue closing out. Keep him from shooting that ball. And Helms wisely driving into the basket. You just have to think, you're down 8, you get yourself a 2. A little bit too little, too late here.
And Purdue coming in, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country at over 75%. 11 of 17 today at the line.
At the line for Purdue, number 23, Jaden Ivey.
Jaden Ivey a little over 70% at the stripe this season. And he knocks down the first. Matt Painter looking a little more calm than he did about 20 minutes ago.
Well, give Purdue credit because they certainly did not play well today. They've hung in there, and to even get this game to overtime with the way they played for 30 minutes, it's about finding a way to survive, find a way to win, and it looks like they're going to do that today, barring something crazy here in 50 seconds.
Well, here's Sebring, rejected, got it back, and somehow slipped it up and in.
Look how close Purdue's guards are to the baseline. There's just no space there, and boy, Kevin Keats going to get a technical foul, and this one's going to slip away from NC State.
And that is, if they had any chance, really going to hurt them here with 43 seconds to go. A tough spot for Keats to get teed up, but he did indeed. Well, there's the technical foul that was issued as Stefanovic hits the free throw. And not that NC State was going to come back, but ooh, that's a tough spot for a coach to get teed up. Got to be heartbreaking for Kevin Keats. Looked like his team was going to get a really marquee victory here in the non-conference. And one more for Ivey. Purdue will get a little bit of a breather. Finals this week, and then they'll take on Butler in the Crossroads Classic next Saturday.
There's no shortage of things to work on if you're Purdue, especially on the defensive end of the floor. You've got to find a way to guard with this intensity that we've seen in overtime in the last 6 or 7 minutes of regulation, and bottle that and do that all the time, because that's what elite championship type teams do. You can be an elite offensive team, but when those shots aren't going down, and Purdue is a very good shooting team. Didn't shoot it well today, haven't shot it well on this trip, but Your defense can travel, and they've got to find a way to consistently play like this.
Ivy got a hand in the passing lane, knocked it out.
You would think that Trevion Williams has to probably find himself into the starting lineup here, right? Zach Edey's a really good player. He's going to have a good year, but this dude's one of the best players in the country.
Helms. Weak side hook. Williams again.
He has done everything here. He has really brought this home for Purdue.
23 seconds left. Ivy's going to go to the line. Trevion Williams, a few blocks to go along with everything else that he's done. And Purdue, now they know that they're going to do it. They're going to bounce back with a win. Last triple-double for Purdue. You have to go back, Robbie, to 1977. Looks like he's going to fall 1 assist shy.
What a game. He has been everywhere for Purdue.
Well, you mentioned maybe moving him to the starting lineup. I guess Matt Painter might say, well, he's done pretty good off the bench.
Why change things? He's killing off the bench. No,
but I hear you.
It just seems like Zach Edey is in a little bit of a funk. He's not playing bad. He just at the start of the year was playing so well. But you're right. Maybe it's like, hey, this dude's doing great off the bench. Keep him there.
Ivy skies for the rebound. NC State will not foul. Purdue somehow found a way. From down 13, they force overtime, and they win it by 10. And they erase the heartbreak from Thursday in New Jersey.